This podcast is recorded on Gadigal land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Hey chicks, I'm Sal.
And I am Al.
And this is Two Broke Chicks, the show that shares life lessons and tips to help make you rich in life.
Sorry, I made a funny right before we started recording.
I like when we have the little off-kilter
Off-kilter?
intros, you know? It's
Yeah.
real. It's
Oh.
real. Speaking of real, we're in for
Keeping
a
it
juicy
real.
episode today because we're back with another Chicks Chat. Advice with the chicks. You chicks sent in your diabolical dilemmas and we're going to be reacting, giving our 2 cents and advice where needed.
Not to be followed for legal reasons.
Absolutely.
Just jokes.
Don't take a grain of salt. Have a whole bag ready to go.
First you get the sugar,
Then you get the
money. Oh, I don't know what the quote is.
But we haven't read these, so they will be fresh reactions. I'm scared, excited.
I'm titillated.
One might say titillated.
One might say titillated.
Maybe a certain Harold Styles might say.
Stop. We already spoke about it in
Anyway.
the last episode.
But before
Don't bring it back.
Before we get into the dilemmas, shall we kick things off with our life lessons of the week?
Oh, we should.
All right, what'd you learn?
So a new study has found that Aussies now believe earning less than $140,000 a year makes you poor. Yep. A new study from Finder has found Aussies believe you have to earn at least $140,000 a year for it to be considered a good salary, mostly thanks to the rising cost of living. And that's obviously a fair bit more than the typical Australian income of $90K.
I mean, help,
I'm still
honestly.
at the restaurant.
Yeah. I just hope that helps people realize that if you are feeling overwhelmed by the cost of living, you feel like you might be behind, you're not earning enough, like you are not alone.
1,000%.
This is a nationwide feeling.
Like that is a stupidly high number for that to be like that's a good salary. I remember like a 6-figure salary being like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. And now I'm like, that's the median?
That's the norm?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how we're not treating this cost of living crisis as a crisis. Hello. But yeah, I thought that was, one, a very sobering study, but two, a good reminder to be like, if you feel like you're bad with money, if you feel like you're behind, if you feel like, shit, is this only me that I'm like stressing over buying groceries? It's not just you. Like you're not alone. Exactly what you just said.
My life lesson of the week is how to remove AI slop from your Pinterest. Are you excited?
I'm titillated.
So I'll put a credit link to the Instagram reel that I saw this from in the show notes, but it's actually really easy. So in Pinterest, go to your account, then go to refine your recommendations and then click Gen AI interests and you can unselect all of the categories. So like fashion,
So it's even
beauty.
categorized.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how much there is.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I had an ad blocker running on my desktop and I was on Pinterest and I kid you fucking not, the whole page was white because it was,
There was
all
nothing there.
ads.
Yeah.
All ads. So you can still use the hack as well. I rechecked it and tested it, that if you hide 5 or more ads using like the 3 dots that are under the image and you click the 3 dots and you click hide and you do that for like 5 or more and then reload, you won't get ads for a little bit until it recaches and then you just do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pinterest needs to sort that out. I fucking love Pinterest. But like
It can be the
also
best.
when you're looking for hair inspo or makeup inspo.
That was exactly the trouble I was having.
The thing is, you take a hair inspo pic to the salon or to do your makeup and the amount of times hairstylists have to go, that's AI.
Yeah.
Mama, that's weird.
That's a wig, as we said. Mama, that's a wig.
Mama.
Shit.
She's gone, everyone.
But yeah, you're welcome.
I love that. Thank you. Because as well, with books as well, there's heaps of AI stuff. And I really try to like avoid it in terms of pulling in like fan art and stuff. But it's really fucking hard to tell.
I know.
I'm ashamed to admit that I am probably one of the worst AI spotters in the fucking world. I fall for every fucking AI video that exists. There was one with like a golden retriever recently and I was like,
I know.
And then Rob was like, that's AI. And I was like, what? And I go to the comments and everyone's like, oh, it's AI. And I'm like, fuck. Love that. Love that kind of stuff.
Should we get into our diabolical dilemmas?
Let's do it. Locked in. Dilemma number 1. My bestie and I have been besties since we were 8 years old. We lived overseas together, holidayed together, our families love each other, and we share so many friends. They've introduced me to so many people and opened my world completely. The problem is I cannot stand their new other best friend. I'm locked in. This person actually is not a new friend as they went to high school together, but I feel like their best friendship blossomed a few years ago. I would like to make it clear that I'm unbothered that they're besties. The more besties in life, the merrier, I say. That's not what this is. I've not really vibed this person since high school and just find them hard to be around. To me, they can be really rude and give crazy spoiled brat, self-important, I get whatever I want energy. They only ever speak to me when they want or need something. Just not my vibe really sums it up. The reason I can't confide in anyone is because we all run in very similar circles and all of my closest friends seem to like them, which makes me think I'm the problem. My friends in other circles agree with me though and think they're really rude. I've gotten to the point now where I will actively avoid hangouts with my bestie when I know this person will be there. There have been times where I've said, yes, I'm free, and then when I found out they'll be there, I've made up an excuse not to go.
Ooh.
The worst part is that I fear my bestie is changing and sometimes acting obnoxiously. I love them with my whole heart and I would die if I lost this friendship. I don't know what to do. I can't pretend I enjoy their company for the rest of my life. But am I risking my friendship with my bestie, not to mention my entire group, by speaking up? Ooh, that is a tricky one.
That is really tricky. I do like that she has acknowledged that people can have more than one best friend.
Yeah, I feel like she's got a very good thread of self-awareness running through this dilemma.
Yeah, because if she hadn't said that, I'd be like, is there a bit of jealousy seeping in, which also would be completely normal if you've had a best friend since you were 8 and then you have a shared friend together and then in recent years they've had their friendship has grown and has changed into something new. This is really tough though because it's sad because she's kind of isolating herself from her friend and their group of friends to avoid this one person.
I do think this trajectory would, if you stayed on this course, would potentially evolve into distance between you and your bestie.
Yeah.
Because you're actively avoiding her and maybe your bestie like doesn't realize this. I feel like the first step would be confiding in like a safe person because sometimes all you need is a good rant.
Yeah.
And you can kind of get over it. Like if you can get it out of your system with a good rant or something. I feel like this is probably beyond that point potentially, but confiding in someone is important here, whether it's a parent, a sibling, a cousin, a family member. She mentioned that she had a separate group of friends that, you know, also kind of sees some of the traits. You want to be conscious of not getting ramped up though.
Yeah.
That's what I would just...
Someone like egging you on.
Yeah, like if you went to your other group of friends and they're like, yeah, we fucking hate Jessica. I hate her. I'm going to buy Jessica. But yeah, you want to be conscious that someone's not going to kind of be like, yeah, get her, you're so right. And then you end up really amped.
Yeah.
But I think talking to others who also know your bestie can kind of give a temperature check on the situation and your bestie's behavior too, to kind of give you a look in, to kind of give that objective point of view with something that's not too close to the situation.
Yeah, because my only concern is that like the other piece of advice would be to like speak to your best friend about it and like actually share how you're feeling. But if they're really close, you would just have to tread very, very carefully about how you approached that, you know?
You would really need to lean into this is how this makes me feel. And
exactly.
I feel. And because really not using any like accusatory tones. So let's say this person she doesn't like's name is
Megan.
Megan, thank you. So your best friend's name is Bronwyn.
Yeah.
And the person that we don't like is Megan.
Yeah.
So you could go to Bronwyn and you could say, I just feel like when I spend time with Megan, I end up feeling kind of bad about myself. Like when Megan says this, it makes me feel like this and those kind of situations. And really, so I would really appreciate it if maybe we could spend a bit more one-on-one time together.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like you can't control who Bronwyn is friends with, but you can control your friendship with her. Like looking at the situation, okay, what can I control? What can't I control? And what you don't want to do is you don't want to lose your friend. That person does exist in friendship groups, but people can coexist. Like we're all adults at the end of the day. And like she mentioned that, you know, other people don't have that issue with Megan. So maybe trying to have that one-on-one and close time with your friend is helpful.
Yeah. And because if you have more time with your friend as well, more one-on-one quality time, you'll probably also have less resentment towards Megan, which means that when something comes up like a birthday or a group situation, you'll probably be able to put some of those feelings aside and suck it up a little bit and still go. Because you don't want to be saying no to every single thing when you love 90% of the people that are there and then there's one person who you don't.
Because you're excluding yourself at that point.
Yeah. And of course it would be a different situation if maybe this person was like truly toxic, you know, made you feel like genuinely unsafe and uncomfortable.
Yeah, it seems more of along the vibe of exactly what she said, just not my vibe really sums it up. It doesn't sound like it's super, super toxic, which is where I think we're coming from.
It's just a personality clash.
Yeah.
And then, so have the conversation with somebody who can be a bit of a safe space that's maybe a bit of a third party potentially. Then have a chat with your best friend and try and put in some more one-on-one time with them. Continue to include yourself in the group situations and figure out whatever that coping mechanism is for you so that you aren't excluding yourself. And then maybe after you've tried those things and you feel like your friend is continuing to change, like your relationship with your best friend, with Bronwyn, is continuing to change because she is becoming more and more like Megan, then maybe you need to reassess what you're getting from that friendship. I don't think that we're there yet.
I don't think so either. But I think it's a good thing to note that, you know, friendships can be a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So,
yeah. Even if you were friends since you were 8, it doesn't mean you have to be friends forever if it's no longer serving you.
Yeah. I think the most important part is keeping a support system around yourself. What's the saying? It's like biting the hand that feeds you or spitting in your eye to cost yourself. What's that one?
The biting the hand that...
Something despite yourself. Does anyone know that saying? Oh, just, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. I've been informed.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you not heard that one before?
I don't know if I have. I like it. It's giving Vincent van Gogh in a way. There you go.
Don't bring the children into this.
The children.
There were 2 of us in this marriage.
I hope that helps. But
I know. I just want to send you a hug and a kiss on the forehead. Love you, cheeky.
All right. Sit on Mum's lap.
Dilemma number 2. Don't make it weird.
Okay, sorry. Dilemma number 2. I'm due to return to work next year after 3 years of maternity leave. The schedule will be 3 days a week. I'm not going back for money, more to hold my job as it's a really good job that I love. I work from home with amazing pay. I'm worried they've offered 3 days for 1 year and after that it will be full time, which I won't be doing as I have 2 kids under 2 and the hours just won't work. And I'm a parent first now. Should I go back and work the year seeing if they can extend the part-time hours for the following year since I was always a top performer at work, or just resign as money isn't an issue and I don't want to lose that time I'll have with my kids? Or should I put them in daycare for 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, once going full time? I had quite a fertility journey and a hysterectomy, so we'll never get this time again.
Holy shit. So a hysterectomy is when you have your uterus removed, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that's huge. First of all, congratulations on your beautiful family.
Yeah,
and
so exciting after everything that you've gone through, especially. And I do think that a lot of people who, like, neither of us have had children.
I'm a baby.
Yeah, exactly. You are my son. So the perspective that we'd be giving would be really different from, say, somebody who's had children. But from my friends who have had kids, they've all returned back to work, right, and are very career-oriented people, like it sounds like this person is too. But it is amazing how your priorities do change and that being a parent is your first priority.
Yeah.
And I think that is a very, very normal and natural feeling. So I just want to like say that first off, that I hope you're not feeling any sort of shame or judgment or pressure to not have that be your priority, because that is
There's
absolutely
definitely
where
that
it should
thing
be.
of like, women do it all. Women can do it all. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Women can.
Yeah,
But you
exactly.
don't have to. I do think in this, like, this is obviously a very deeply personal decision to make, especially with her fertility journey.
Definitely.
But at the top, she says, I really love the job and I'm really good at it. Obviously different because, like, I don't have kids, blah, blah, blah. But, like, this is such a fucking me thing, a way of thinking. What if this happens? And then this happens, and then I'll do this, which absolutely you need to do once you have kids because you've got to kind of figure that out.
Exactly.
But, like, my knee-jerk thought for this was like, well, if 3 days works for you now and you enjoy it and you like the job, do the year. And kind of like what you're saying, like show them being like, I can get 5 days worth of work done because I excel in this role. I'm really good at this role. What might take someone 5 days, I can get done in 3 days without obviously like overworking yourself or burning out, and see if that works out. And if it doesn't, you're kind of already contemplating not even going back.
Yeah.
So you're kind of, option one is you go back and they renew it and they're like, yep, cool, you can do 3 days. Option two is you go back and they say, no, you have to go full time. Well, then you're kind of already in the position you were at the start of the scenario where you're like, money's not really that much of a pressure for us, so I don't have to go back to work. Because you very evidently sounds like you don't want to put your kids in daycare 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, that when we spoke from that episode of what are the highest values for people when they get to the end of their lives, and it's spending time with kids, and it sounds like that's such a value for this mum, and that's where she wants to be. So do that.
And because obviously not everybody has that flexibility or option. Like some people do have to put their children in daycare 5 days a week, and I don't think that that would mean for them that means that they value that time with their children any less or any more. It really is just like everybody's circumstances is so different.
Yeah, because you're not locked into it. I don't think so. Like obviously if she has to sign on for the next 2 years, then that is a different situation. But it's like you can do the first year and then assess. Be like, okay, do I want – because who knows, so much can change in a year that you might get halfway through and go, you know what, 3 days is too much.
Yeah.
Not for me. And like you might do 3 days and go, do you know what, I actually feel like a lot of purpose and I'm really enjoying being back in the workplace. I want to actually come in for more days. Like you don't really know yet.
Yeah, because you haven't done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And keep that conversation open with your employer because you've said, I'm worried they've offered 3 days for 1 year and after that it will be full time. So it sounds like this is very much like a hypothetical, right? Like it sounds like they've offered 3 days but you don't really know what the future will hold. And if there has been a conversation around returning full time after 12 months. So keep that conversation open and maybe ask about the flexibility to give yourself an idea, and then that way you can also prepare regardless of which option you choose. If you do decide to go back full-time or if you do decide to quit.
With your friends that have had children, have they kind of had a bit of like a mental battle or struggle or even guilt about going back to work?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think there's a guilt that there's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
One, there's the guilt of going to work and leaving your baby either at home with your partner or at daycare or with a family member, right? And not being with them. And because obviously, especially in the first few weeks or months that you do that, like your baby really misses you and it's a big adjustment for them. And so you feel a lot of guilt there. But then also there's guilt of if you only go back part-time and your partner is back full-time, for example, and if you feel like you're not bringing in the same amount of money as your partner who's gone back full-time and what your role is at home because you work less than that person. But, of course, the unpaid labour conversation comes into that, and that is genuine work.
Yes.
And then there is also, I think, guilt that a lot of women, like you said, have this idea of like women can do it all. And we can, of course, but I think a lot of people who have kids as well are like, I don't want to go back to work full time. I want to spend time with my children and with my family and with people that I care about. And there's guilt there too, that if you don't want to go back full time and you do want to spend time with your kids, then it's like, oh, like you're not a feminist, career-oriented woman. Yeah. And if career isn't your number one priority, there's guilt there too. So it's so layered, especially for women in comparison to men, I think.
Seriously. So the Instagram page Female Invest actually calculated how much it costs to be a stay-at-home mum, which I was like, wow, this is so interesting. And I believe they're based in the US. So this isn't an AUD. So like then add some, right?
Yeah.
So they broke down being a private chef, housekeeper, childcare provider, driving, laundry, grocery shopper, personal assistant, event planner, and 24/7 availability that goes into being a mum. It came out to $247,444 per year.
Wow.
It's incredibly valid to also have that thought of, if I go back to work, am I going to have time to get everything else done that I need to get done for my kids as well?
And childcare is expensive.
Very expensive.
Like there are subsidies from the government. Like there's the additional childcare subsidy available for families with incomes under $85,000 or so. Yeah. So there is support available. But regardless, from what I've heard, it is so expensive.
Yeah.
So even though you're going back to work full time and making more money, the money that you then have to pay for full-time childcare is very, very expensive.
I think no matter what, it's about really also remembering that like you're a person. I know, and this might be easier for me to say because I don't have children.
Yeah.
But like I know speaking to, you know, my mum, she always had such a strong value of keeping her own identity and she really enjoyed her work and she wanted to make sure she didn't lose herself in just becoming the role of a mother, which is obviously such an important role, but she also wanted to keep her identity. So knowing what you want to do for you, if that is staying at home with your kids, that's beautiful, that's amazing. If it is also working on your career, I don't think there's a wrong answer within that. And it's more about keeping the relationship with, you know, your workplace civil. And because even if you do 3 days a week, you get to the end of it and they go, we want you to do a year, you can politely decline and always keep the door open.
And ask, like, is it possible? Can I continue to do 3? Or like ask the question, speak up for yourself.
Yeah.
And if they say, no, we can only do 5, you know.
There could also be a role at another place that works better.
Yeah. You're not locked in no matter which pathway you choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Moving on to dilemma number 3. I'm angry. Oh my God. This is the shortest dilemma I've ever seen in my life and I actually think I'm about to kick off. What the fuck? Okay, sorry. Dilemma number 3. My boyfriend of almost 5 years just asked if we could talk about going back to friends with benefits. Everyone in the rooms, their mouth just dropped.
Oh my God.
What is the current jail time for manslaughter? Is it still a lifetime?
Oh my God. That is so unhinged.
Come here. If you don't dump his fucking ass, call me and we'll do it for you. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That is so, oh my God. I'm like freaking out.
I feel so fucking bad for her.
Yeah.
Because if my partner did that to me, if he came to me and said, do you think we could go back to being friends with benefits? I think I would throw up. I think I would be physically ill. I don't even know what to say. My palms are getting sweaty right now.
The audacity of men.
Fuck that man.
The audacity of men.
So,
because the thing is, the wording of this is that he isn't asking like, can we try an open relationship? Can we, you know, maybe have a threesome with somebody else?
This is the easiest dilemma I've ever dealt with.
You know what I mean? He's asking to essentially downgrade you from being a girlfriend to friends with benefits. What do you get from that scenario?
Cool. He gets to go and fuck other people. Great. He wants to be the boyfriend and get his dick wet too.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. Because I know there's a point of it that like, okay, if we were going to be responsible about this, it would be like, you know, we had Stephanie on the show who is a relationship coach. We spoke about, can you come back from cheating? And her response was, you know, it normally happens for a reason. My number one advice is to break up with him. But two, if you really love this person, it would probably be the discussion of like, how did we get here? What's fueling this? Like, have you guys been fighting a lot?
Yep.
Is there an issue with, oh, no, just break up with him. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just break up with him.
I think like you could have the conversation to get yourself some closure, because from that conversation you'll probably realize that it's not about you, it's about him, and that he is no longer, or maybe never was, like ready for the commitment, wants something else. And like that's fine.
I just think if my friend came to me with this,
oh yeah, I would say
break up with him.
Yeah, I just don't want this person to break up and then be left with the questions being like, why?
Yeah.
Or maybe
no, you're so right.
Or maybe like they
I just
would be
also
able to
don't want to sit here and be like, listen to him and and then as well it's like, no, fuck him.
Because the difference
she
between
needs the closure of like what happened.
Exactly. And to realize that this isn't about her.
Yes.
This is about him.
Absolutely.
Because the difference between like a friends with benefits situation, especially going from being in a 5-year long committed relationship and potentially like an open relationship, is that typically in like an open relationship you have boundaries and rules set.
Yes.
But you are still committed to one another.
Yes.
But in a friends with benefits situation.
This isn't asking to be open. This is asking to be fuck buddies.
Yeah.
So Chris Cedar is the founder of Ex-Boyfriend Recovery.
Wow.
I know, right? He coaches people who are going through breakups, and he says the top 10 reasons why men suddenly get cold or distant include 1, they're stupid. 2, they're the scum of the earth. This isn't the list. Okay.
This is the Alex Hourigan Ex-Boyfriend Recovery Center list.
Yeah, this is my fucking – yeah, our producer pulled this in, which I think is very interesting. And by that, I mean I hate men. Number 1, they're entertaining the idea of someone else. 2, the thrill of the chase is gone. 3, investment in equality. 4, it's a defense mechanism. 5, they're worried about hurting you. 6, too much fighting or arguing. 7, they can't communicate what they're feeling. 8, their avoidant tendencies overcome them. 9, they think the honeymoon period is supposed to last forever. Or 10, they're stressed outside of the relationship. For me, I think if this was maybe a 3-month relationship, I'd maybe be a little bit more open to that conversation for you. But after 5 years.
How could you be friends with somebody? Do you know what I mean? How could you even physically go, even if you were like, I'm keen, how could you physically go from being in a 5-year long committed relationship with someone exclusive to then being friends with benefits with them? Like, I don't know. I don't want to speak for other people. Maybe some people have different.
I hate him.
But
I hate him so much.
I
love you. I love you. And I just want to crawl through this microphone right now. And I want to come and hold your hand. Do you know what my recommendation for this chick is? Get your fucking girls.
Yeah.
Get to the pub. Order a bottle of rosé.
Yeah. You're not paying, by the way.
No. Some olives, some cheese,
Chips.
bit of salami, and just go in. Literally call the coven, Etsy witch, and just have a really fucking good night with your girlfriends and realize that like men come and go, but friendships are forever.
Yeah.
Because this man can go.
Yeah. And
It's giving Be My Mistress. Benedict Bridgerton has entered the chat.
You are so right.
I know.
Oh my God. And you already have friends. Your coven. You don't need this man as a friend.
You said that like a slur.
And I meant it.
Seriously, as someone who got fucked around by someone for 3 years about like, oh, are we, aren't we? That's 3 years of my good years I can't get back. Okay? My tits sat so well in those 3 years. Okay? Those are 3 good tit years.
Yeah, think about this in tit years.
Tit years, okay?
It's like dog
We've
years.
got prime tit years and we got okay tit years and then we got I'm glad I'm in love tit years, okay? So your tits are beautiful whatever stage you're in.
I'm glad I'm in love.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to be like mature and well-rounded and blah, blah, but
Be my mistress, get the fuck out.
yeah, dump him, I reckon.
Dump him. Please send us an update.
Yeah,
and
please.
also for all of you chicks that have written in, we will obviously be sending you your vouchers for sharing your dilemmas. And for this chick, I need her to spend that on something really good.
Yeah.
Really, I want you to, if you want that to go out with your friends, or maybe you want something that'll make you feel nice and hot, get a really sexy outfit.
Yeah.
A really sexy outfit.
Yep. That was wild.
I know this might be like a little bit not like super relatable advice, and I know relationships have so much nuance and blah, 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 blah. But as someone who's been in relationships that were okay, they had their issues, but they were fine.
Yeah.
And a relationship that, you know, was not good, and relationships that have not been healthy, and then now in a very healthy relationship, I feel so strongly about the fact that if your relationship does not make you feel like sparkles, rainbows, and unicorn farts, get it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because that's not to say, Rob and I have fights. Like, it's not perfect, but I feel nice in the relationship. I never feel sad.
Yeah.
You know? And like, that is just bin. Skip recycling, no compost, red top bin, garbage.
Straight to landfill.
Straight to landfill.
Oh, my word. Love you, chick.
Oh, my God.
Love all you chicks. Thank you so much for sending in your submissions and being
Are
so
we
open.
going to keep the good tit years in there?
I want to.
All right.
Is it bad?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep it. Nick, keep it in.
And embrace those tit years.
Yeah, the tit years. Look, tit years are in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Always said that.
Happy tit year. Year of the tit.
Year of the tit.
Year
Love
of the
it.
tit.
Love it. Thanks,
All right.
chick, so much.
I'm titillated. It is the year of the
Full
tit.
circle.
It is the year of the tit.
It is the year of the tit. Put that shit on a shirt.
Put that shit
Put that tit on a shirt. On that note. Bye, chicks. Thanks for having us in
Bye.
the ear holes.
Love you.
We love you. And if you want to send in a diabolical dilemma for a future episode, we'll put all the dates in the show notes. Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Dump him.